Hello everybody, this is the third lecture of technical drawing TDE 102. In this lecture I will discuss some drawing of the dimensions. Last two lectures it was just an introduction to AutoCAD and introduction to the how to draw, and then we have something about how to draw the basics in the AutoCAD. So you after these two lectures you supposed to draw a drawing that you have in your hand, and you just copy it using your skills to draw it on the AutoCAD. That is directly what you have in the drawing. You will just draw it like this: some lines, some circles, some arcs, some inclined lines. So that's it. uh, Now I will speak about how to put the dimension, because it's necessary to add some dimension on your drawing, so the final drawing it doesn't have only the drawing itself. It will be the drawing, the lines, the visible line, also the dimension, also the if there is any typing or text that this as a description. So today I will speak about dimension. Dimension we have here, if I draw this simple drawing, so the dimension in the drawing in the AutoCAD, it have this dimensions. So this all of the dimension that we will work with. Okay, so this is all the dimension that we will have. It is very easy, so I will go through it, so you can at the end you will see all the dimension of the drawing that we have here. First, the line, if I go and stop here without doing anything, it will show me the dimension of this line. This line is 90 degree, but how I put the dimension on so I can see it in the paper? I see like the drawing without I go there. So skip first I go dimension, and this is the linear, the first one, this one. So I will click linear, and then I will just click from the beginning. It If you read in the blue box, you will see specify the first end extension point, and he will say specify the end origin. So if I click here and then I will click at the end of this line, it will give me a line. Now this one is very small. If we go through it, it's written here that it is 90 degree. Yes, so this is the problem that you may face. The number is very small, so there is a preference or option to help you. This is the dimension style here. If we click on the dimension style and we click modify, you will see here this is the primary units, this is the text. Yes, this is the text height. So the text height is very small, so I will just make it as 0 0, and it is 1, and let's see what's happening. Yes, so see, this is the dimension, this is the dimension style. You will use this place to modify the writing. Where is the writing, above or under? Where is the there is a small here. If we enlarge this, there is a small arrow here, the arrowhead, and the other one from the other side. So you can all of this, you can work with this on the drawing, the dimension style here. Yes, so as I said, this is the dimension style, this is the dimension modifying, and you can modify here the text, modify here the symbol and the arrows. The arrows, as I see it is very small, so we can also specify the size, so it is much larger. The text may be centered here in the vertical side, so it maybe can be above, so you can see what's happening here. So if I click OK and click close, so the arrows is large now, as you see, and the line is having a good visible writing. Okay, so if you have this, you face this problem, you can fix it easily. Okay, according to whatever you want. Now, as I put on the line here, I can put also a line, a linear, and this line also. I can put this line. I also can put the other line linear also here, because I have to put on all lines that I have. Now, for and other line if you want. Now, for the this circle, for this circle, I want to put a dimension for the circle. So dimension radius, there is radius and there is diameter. So I will choose radius for I will choose radius for this one. See, it says select the arc or the circle. So for the arc or the circle, it is both the same idea. So if I click on this arc, for example, it will give me what the arc here. It will give me a dimension that I can just put like this. You see, r 10.0000. So this is the arc and this is the dimension r. If I click here and say this, I will choose the diameter, but the diameter I will put it, the diameter usually we put it for the circle, a complete circle, not for an arc. So diameter, it is the same idea. I will click here, it gives me the phi that I said to you before. So I can put it anywhere. Usually if there is anything else around the circle, we just put it outside the drawing, outside the drawing. Okay, usually we put it outside that it doesn't show like this. So outside that, it's directly you can see that it is related to this circle. Okay, so put it like this. So phi 20, so the diameter of this circle is 20. Okay, now this arc also, dimension, diameter, and click, it gives us what the diameter of this circle. I will put it like this. Yes, so we have now our drawing have some dimensions. Okay, so there is the dimension. If I see all of the dimension like this, I can see that there is all of them the same color. So you can change the color of the line actually by changing here. Yes, that is yellow, for example. So if the drawing is very have a lot of lines and a lot of things, you can change the same thing but choosing like this. So all the dimension have a similar color and the visible line has a similar color. So the coloring of the lines, it is a good approach to see where is my visible line, because all of the lines seem to be the same. The difference will be appear in the printing, as I said in the first lecture, but here you usually you can see the difference. Actually, there is also in the dimension the angular. The angular, it shows the angle of the something. So it's supposed to select an arc, for example. It will show this arc, it will show me how angle I have here. See, this arc, if I click like this arc, because it's a quarter of a circle, so it have as a dimension of 90 degree, because it's measured from the center point. So from the center point, this is actually at 90 degree. So this is another dimension that we may use and we may not, according to the drawing that you have. So I will delete it now, but I just say it to you so you can know. For example, this line, maybe I can put, for example, a dimension like a dimension like an inclined line that have some angle, but I say that because we usually don't say that this dimension have an angle or not, but I will show you to understand what is it, and then maybe after that you can this one here, if we click on it, let's see what's happening. Yes, so he says select arc or circle or line, so I select the line, this line, and then he will select the second line. So this is the angle. Yes, the angle for the line difference between the angle for the arc that's supposed to be between two lines. So we have here to specify two lines that between this line there is an angle. For here I specify this angle. So here this angle, maybe I can specify this angle, maybe. Or if I have a small line here and remove it, so I can draw a small line here, and then I specify the dimension here in this angle, this one. So this one I will remove it, and then I will have this angle that I can refer to. So this angle I can refer to, and but the angle for a line, you have to put an angle and then you have to put the dimension of this line. So when you draw it, you add this angle in the drawing. When you choose a line, you see there is angle, and there is a dimension of the line, and there is angle, so you're supposed to specify both of them. So but I here I just show you how to put the angle for this line, removing the angle and removing the helping line. So now there is something else that's important in dimension, is the center point of the circle. So the center point of the center mark, this one, we choose it as a line. So if I put like this, it show up, but it's very very small. Yes. So again, if I put a dimension point or a dimension line like this for this arc, yes, see this one, but it is very very small. Yes, but we usually put it, it is showing up here. We usually put it so we can show that this is our circle, and this is the center point of the circle. Okay, so now this is another dimension point that we have to understand. It is if there is two dimension after each other. For example, this line here, the underline, this one, if I want to put a dimension here, a dimension line, this one, if I want to put a continuous dimension line, for example, if I click here, it will ask me to select the continuous dimension line. I will select this one. Wait a minute. I will select the dimension that's linearly okay. So for example, this one here, I'll click, and there is another dimension from here to here, for example. So because I want to know, or I want to see what is the dimension from this place to this place, so I can draw these both lines. So, or maybe yeah, okay. So when I click on the dimensions, this one, if I want to put a dimension like this one for all of them, then both of them is not okay. See here, this one is very large, so we usually supposed to put both of them or higher than one of them. See, there is a problem. Okay, so we usually put the high line or the baseline, this one baseline. See, if I make a linear line from this point to this point, and I made it like this, so all of them will be on in the same line, but it is not clear where is the beginning, where is the ending. So we usually make a baseline for one of them. I can't see where is it. Yes, yes, but this is have some additional numbering. Yes, see, this is the baseline. The baseline is supposed to be the largest line. So here this one will be removed. Yes, so what I am trying to say, that if I have a line like this, like this one, and this one, this is a dimension for this line, and this is a dimension for this line, the small dimension or the smaller dimension put in the same line behind each other. For the large one, like from the beginning to the end of the drawing, it's supposed to be higher in the dimension, supposed to be higher than them, away from the graph. For example, this is the visible line, this is the beginning line, the first line for of the dimension that have a small dimension. For example, if maybe have a dimension for a circle or a arc, and then the higher number or the higher dimension that is higher than this both of them. So anybody who see the dimension of this drawing, he can directly see that this is directly related to this one, this is directly to related to this one, from the beginning of this point to this point, and this is the higher one or the baseline. This is for the all the dimension of this graph or this drawing. Okay, I this is all of them. This is this is oblique dimension line that we don't use it actually. So now this the dimension that I said today, it is the basic dimension that we use, and we use it regularly. So just say and use this one, train yourself on using these dimensions. Only this is a very easy dimension. Usually we will put all of them, like all of them will be in one color, in one color. So all of them will have a similar color, and the drawing itself will have the different color, so we can differentiate what is this is a dimension and this is not a dimension. Okay, thank you for listening. This is the end of this lecture.